Hello everyone, welcome to a short tutorial video for Henry's Feast, the board game. This is a new board game where Henry the King is visiting India, and the King of India has commissioned a whole bunch of chefs to compete to cook for his feast. Now, the head chef that will be organizing this has given the chefs their own kitchens, which are the player boards, their feast recipes that you must make. There's a cookbook where you can take some ideas from, and there's a few bonuses along the way that will help you actually win the competition. Now, to start off, this is a strategy board game, and the it can be played within 1 hour to 2 hour based on the number of players, and you're allowed 2 to 5 players. This setup here is for 2 to 3 players, and there's another setup in Tabletopia for 4 to 5 players. The difference is, which I'll go over, when setting up the board, the number of market cards for each of the ingredients is 2 each for 2 to 3 players and 3 each for 4 to 5 players. So to start off, the components of the game, as you can see, there's some recipes here which are part of the cookbook. There's a stockroom deck, and then there's market cards. These are pre-set up for you in Tabletopia, along with some of the tokens that will go on the player boards, which we will go over shortly. Now, to set up the board game, the very first thing you're going to do is break apart the recipe deck. So already in Tabletopia, at least, the recipes are set up as easy entree. The rest of the easier recipes, medium recipes, and hard recipes. Total, they form 50 recipes. We're going to take the easy recipes, we're going to shuffle them, and then the easy entree recipes. And then we're going to deal out 4 cards on each of the 4 bonus spots. Then we're going to take the easy entrees, mix them with the rest of the easy recipes, shuffle them, and deal face down on the easy feast recipe spot 1 card. We're going to take the medium recipes, we're going to shuffle them, and we will deal 1 card face down on the medium spot, and we will do the same for the hard. Just take 1 card face down on the hard. Then we're going to take all the remaining recipes, create a recipe deck, shuffle them, and place 1 down face up on each of the 4 display spots in the chef's corner. So these are the recipes initially that you will be able to make aside from the bonuses, and I'm going to go over that just shortly after we set up the board game. So once done, the stock room, actually, if I go through it, is similar cards as the market, but they are for the stock room. There are 15 total ingredients. In Tabletopia, there's 2 decks. One is the initial stockroom deck, and the other is the stockroom deck. They're basically the same. There's 2 cards each in the stockroom deck and 1 card each in the initial deck. So to form the initial deck, all you have to do is take out all the ingredients and form a single deck. From that, we will shuffle it, and we're going to deal out to each of the players playing. So this is the 2 to 3 player game. So let's just, for demo purposes, we'll say this is a 2-player game. So, and nothing really changes if the number of players go up. You will simply give the cards to those players. So we're gonna give 3 ingredients from the stock room and put them on, oops, sorry, on each of the players' pantry. So the other way you can do that is you can take 3 and then just sort of shift them over to the pantry there. And these are your own personal cards, so you can keep them face up, or you should actually keep them face up in this game. So now there's already tokens on the boards. So initially what you're going to do is place 4 tokens on 4 of the +0 spots. These are your starting stations. So on the top of the player board, as you can see, you have starting stations 2, starting pantry space 5, starting stashels 2, and starting hand limit of 1. The +0s determine how much bonuses you have. So if you get a bonus, and we'll go over that, and you end up at +1, you have 3 stations, starting stations of 2 +1. The same goes for pantry, satchels, and hand limit. The hand limit is a little bit special, is that it also has an option associated with each of the bonus levels. So you have peak / steel top, steel display, steel down, and steel up, and we will go over those shortly in detail. The other marker on the player board that you have is your feast dishes, easy, medium, hard. We are not going to put any of the tokens down just yet. Whenever we make the easy dish, we will actually put the token down to represent that we made that easy dish, or the medium, or the hard. So we will put multiple tokens down on that tracker. The rest of them, the tracker sort of moves up. And as you can see, the pantry's last level also has a fresh stock, which we will go over shortly. So that's basically the game setup. Once this is done, what you're going to do is you're going to take the remaining cards from the initial stockroom deck and you're going to discard them. So on the bottom of the game board, there is a stockroom discard pile marker and a stockroom deck marker. That's where we'll be placing our stockroom and discard pile. The discard pile can be face up. The stockroom deck, however, will always remain face down. So that's the setup, and now we will go over the actual components of the game.